Hey everybody, let's talk hitting for a couple seconds. So these are things you can do at home with your son. Now at age 9, well 8, 9 I guess you could say, there's a couple pieces of equipment that I recommend. So I bought my son a 28-inch Louisville Slugger wood bat. And the reason I did is because it's significantly heavier, and it's top loaded. So it's a little bit harder to swing, but the point behind it is we're teaching hand speed. And when you swing with this for an hour, after an hour, a metal bat seems like a toothpick. So if you want to help develop being able to get the top hand through, which we do top hand drills with this bat, we just choke up and I'll show you here in a couple seconds, I highly recommend you get them a wood bat. Now, to improve hand-eye coordination, I also bought my son a thunder stick. Now, I used this when I was growing up and they've advanced the technology way better because it wrung your hands every time you hit the ball. But now they've got shock absorption in the stick. If you want to be able, through soft toss and throwing some batting practice, improve their hand-eye coordination, you look at the difference size between the barrels, right? It takes a lot of focus to hit a ball squarely with a thunder stick. So my son and I work between the wood bat and the thunder stick. And then after those two things, then we'll go to the metal bat just to get some good swings in. So that's first things first, okay? So let's talk about approach with hitting. So like I talked about with several videos and several practices, I talked about repeating. What we have though, and I noticed this with my son, is that we tend to repeat things incorrectly. So it takes a lot of repetition and a lot of oversight at this age to see results. One of the things I see with a lot of kids is their top hand is dragging through the zone, meaning they're pushing the bat through the zone and the bat head's back here, okay? And I'll also see them take their bodies here, and you'll see that there's minimal hip turn, right? We call this transverse plane turn, okay? There's no hip action, okay? So what I do to teach a couple different methods is, number one, make sure you're balanced in your approach. Another thing is, make sure your bat's not flat, okay? I see a lot of people do this. When they go to hit, and then guess what happens? They loop their bat, okay? Or they loop the bat and they're dragging their top hand. So look at this. That is not a good hitting position. You want to be able to get out front, and you'll hear me say, stay behind the ball. So if you see me hit, I'm not really moving my feet. And a good example of that is Albert Pujols. Watch Albert Pujols swing the bat. He's here, his hands are back, he'll barely lift that front foot up. You'll notice that his hips and the knob come together. See that from a loaded position. So what I tell my son is, hands up, load, hands back, hips, knob, and my knob is pointed towards the baseball, okay? Notice that, towards the baseball, and then I throw that top hand in the barrel towards the ball. Now, another thing that I see, tilting of the bat head. You want to have the bat head level. So when you're swinging, you don't want to be flat, okay? You want hands up, bat up, load, eyes on the baseball, hips and knob to the baseball, then hands. Okay, now I'm staring down the barrel of my bat. I'm meeting the ball out front. I'm not dragging, I'm not coming forward. I'm staying behind it. Bat is flat, and then I'm finishing. I'm not pulling off. I'm not looking off into outer space. Once again, load, hips and knob. Notice how it stays tight. I'm not pushing the knob forward. Everything's tight. Load, knob, hands. Meeting the ball out front, and then finishing. Okay? You notice that I get a good turn here. I'm squishing the bug. My hips are, that's where all your power comes from, is generating power in your hips. Okay? You swing with your arms. It's very few guys that have ever been able to swing with their arms and hit home runs. Very few. Those guys are guys that usually hit 600 home runs. But even if you watch those guys like Albert Pujols, all their power comes through getting their bat head through the zone. Their top hand is strong, and they're able to get their bat head through the zone. So, once again, break this down in your hitting, in your tee work. Hands up, not flat. Hands back. Don't push the bat forward, okay? You want hands right here. Load. Knob. towards the ball. Hands, finish. And you'll notice that my top hand gets through. This is your strong hand. This is what throws the barrel. See that? So if I'm here, load, knob, this is your strength hand. So work on these steps when you're hitting and see how your results pick up. And I'll show you some examples here in a couple seconds of what drills I do with my son. Thanks. All right, let's try this again. All right, balance. Feet are a little bit too wide. There you go. Hands up. Now, I want you to focus on going through the steps. So we're going to load, knob, and then we're going to finish with the top hand. Boom, right there. Okay, come back. All right, one more time. Focus, load, knob, finish. Okay, good. Now swing. Focus. Not bad. Grab another ball. Let's do this again. I need you to focus on the ball. All right, ready? Hands up. Hands are too low. All right, load. Go for it. Nope, pulled off. Try again. Stay down through the ball. Watch the ball. Go through your steps. All right. There it is. Now, find balance. You're a little bit off balance that time. One more. There it is. Good. All right, same principles apply to soft toss, okay? So we take the tee away. I really want to focus on making sure that he's staying behind the baseball. Sometimes I'll toss the ball straight to him. Sometimes I'll toss the ball up to force him to stay behind the baseball. So let's see how he does with this. All right, Gabe. Focus. You got it, bud. Good. Good. Grab that ball, buddy. Give me that ball. Look at that. Way to stay behind the ball. Good job. Ooh, gotcha. Did you have any hip turn on that?
No.
No? Here we go, hustle. Try it again. Remember, wait for the ball to get to the happy zone. See the ball out of my hand.
Smash.
Yep. Now, what happened? You loaded up. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. Load, knob, hands. Keep it simple.
Load.
That's right. And when the ball, do that when the ball drops in the happy zone. Good job. Don't hurt yourself. That's good. A little bit of uppercut. Remember, hamstrings in baseball. Just like that. Good job. Good job, man. Excellent. The ball just came off your bat like a rocket. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Focus. Oh, what happened?
Pulled off.
That's right, you pulled off. Good job. Balance. Remember, efficiency leads to bat speed. Bat speed leads to home runs. Good. Now, take your body forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Stay behind the baseball. You got hands up. There. That was a rocket. One more.